The vaccine advisory body has recommended another 1.5 million Australians get a fourth COVID vaccine.
ATAGI has expanded the eligibility to include anyone who has cancer or a complex health condition and Australians living with a disability. Professor Bennett is the chair in epidemiology at Deakin University and she joins us now from Melbourne. Catherine, thank you so much. It's good to see you again. What do you make of this decision?
Morning, Lisa. I think it's a good decision. It's that next ring of people who have that particular risk against having an infection and potentially ending up in hospital. So taking that next step out to those who are immunocompromised, people who have very specific conditions. The list is up on the ATAGI site and it's worth having a look at. But people who've had cancer in the last 5 years, people who are recovered from childhood cancer, but also a range of other conditions that can leave people a bit immunocompromised. So it's those people that might not have responded so well to previous vaccines and also at greater risk of illness. So the good news is that the vaccine reduces risk of serious illness by another 2/3 if you have that second dose and you're in that group where your risk is that bit higher anyway.
Yeah, I was going to ask you actually about the illness levels of people who've been vaccinated, not vaccinated. You know, do we have a different picture of it all as time goes on?
Absolutely. You know, we're watching the data from overseas, particularly Israel, who've been using Pfizer as their primary course and then their boosters. And their data over the last couple of weeks shows that for most of us, people who've had their second dose, we knew that we had good protection from serious illness. It waned a little bit with Omicron. The booster, however, restored that and gave us great protection, back up above 80%. So actually having the second booster, if your risk is higher anyway of having serious illness, it brings it down by 2/3. So it's this stepwise approach. But the other good news is the protection you do have from serious illness for those, the majority of the population who've just had one booster, that's sustained. So month after month as they've watched it, infection rates remain low that result in serious illness. So that's the good news. It's not waning at this stage, though they'll keep watching it.
And if you're under 60 and you're a picture of amazing health, like my colleagues on the breakfast couch here, why should they not be saying, well, maybe we need the booster too? Does it just not make a difference, or will it eventually be extended once the months pass?
I think if we started to see that protection waning, or there was a change in the variants, or maybe even a change in the vaccine, they will continue to review it. It's something that's a watching game at the moment. But at this stage, the risk is low for serious illness. The risk is reduced because people are vaccinated and have the booster, and that protection's sustained. So you would get a marginal shift, but it's very marginal at this stage because the risk is now so low. So they'll watch it though. If it does wane that protection against serious illness, then they might review that, and we might be invited to come back in, after a more extended period if they think there's a benefit from having that extra dose.